All right, we are back on the march. It's the Lyndon and Ronnie show. How are you, Ronnie?
I'm really good, mate. Looking forward to tonight. It's going to be awesome.
Excuse the video, that's on face track, which is why it's not showing Ronnie. Probably for the best, although you are looking pretty dapper tonight, mate, I've got to say. Almost as dapper as me.
Yeah.
But we're on our way down to the Crown Promenade for the AMBF Hall of Fame dinner. Big night for us because Jason Maloney's going to be the fighter of the year for this year. Well deserved, of course.
Absolutely correct.
And of course, Andy Maloney's brother will be down for it as well. And just a really, really good night. If you're a boxing fan, you should get it if you can get to Melbourne. That is, it's a really, really good night. And we'll see what we can get up to tonight. It's always a fantastic night. Lots of stories to tell. And here with, as I said, with Ronnie, and we've got Jade Mitchell will be there tonight, and Nedal Hussein will be inducted along with many, many others. So looking forward to that. And stay tuned, come on the ride and see what we can get up to tonight.
Maloney's been a Hoskins and you're a mate, the who's who. You got to get...
Brant, Tassie Brown. What would it be without you tonight, mate? Thanks for coming.
Oh, mate, I wouldn't have it any other way, mate. Two of my dear friends and teammates, Nedal Hussein and Daniel Geale, both been inducted, and everyone's here, mate. Pierre Carral, Hussein, Bob Pete, and then the Hoskins, Unca, the Maloney boys.
Oh, don't forget the
who's who, mate. It's these a big thumbs up to everyone that does organising, and nights like this for past and present. It's awesome, mate. You know, Barry Michael's here, Lester Ellis.
So you said before, so you got sort of double interest tonight. So you got Daniel Geale.
Daniel Geale was my, I was state captain when Daniel was a junior, and when the Australian team together. And Nedal Hussein, we were Team Fennec for years, sparred millions of rounds with him, and my brain cells are not what they were because of Nedal Hussein and my ribs. But two guys I love dearly and have a lot of respect for.
So, as I've said each year, I've been fortunate enough to be here at the microphone on behalf of everyone present tonight, and warm appreciation to every current and former boxer in this room for helping form such a rich history for the fight game.
Legend like Bruce, and I thank him again for what will be another great job. Welcome everybody. It's fantastic, like Bruce said, to see everybody here, and it's been a lot of hard work each year. It is, but nights like this, it's just worth it. It's just fantastic. Being up here, seeing everybody's faces has been a pleasure every year. But even more this year, the amount of stars in the room this year is outshone every other year.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen.
The Victorian Boxing Trader of the Century is bestowed on him by the Australian National Boxing Federation. Keith Ellis was born in Blackpool, Lancashire, England in 1958. In 1968, Keith travelled with his father Keith Sr. and mother Sheila, along with younger brothers Neil and Lester, to Melbourne, where they settled in Fitzroy. Younger brother Lester developed an interest in boxing by the age of 12 and had a very successful amateur.
So it was an old book, but we're all proud to talk about it. Yeah.
As you should be. And when we say Queensland, basically is royalty in Gladstone, isn't it? Gladstone was his home patch, and just a giant of the, not just the town, but the whole
Pleased for Jason. It's good that the world title was cool and all, but now he's joining me as a Australian Fighter of the Year with the Australian National Boxing Hall of Fame. So I'm very happy for the young fella. Very proud of him. I'm not too sure where we're at as far as the fighting's concerned. I'm still training every single day. I'm fit. I've got 3 fights left on my contract with No Limit and Fox Sports. I want to fight on. That's why I'm in the gym every single day. But I've got a young family to look after, and I've got got a life to get on with outside of boxing. And, mate, the cost of living and everything these days, it's crazy, mate. Life will pass you by fast. So I'm sort of drawing a line in the sand. I want big fights. I want fights that I'm going to wake up scared for.
It's great, mate. Boxing's a great sport, as you know. And I was just actually talking about you before because I did 10 hours a day boxing, butchering. Yep. I had to come and spar you, Julian Holland and Gavin Top. Well, and these are the wars, and I thought, I hate sparring these welterweights because they get bashed.
Can you tell the story about where you tuckled me to the ground and tried to beat the shit out of me when we were sparring?
You probably frustrated me, you know. But I mean, I used to hate that because you blokes are smaller, faster, you know what I mean?
It's good to see boxers get recognised, people that don't get the recognition. I'll always support it. I try to say, family. It is. You know, we went to the Olympics. We're brothers.
But it must be great though, mate. I mean, this year especially, you've got, last year was Hussein, this year's Skinny. You're no stranger to either one of them. You've shared the ring with both of them.
Skinny beat me in the last fight.
He beat you in his last
fight.
You got the decision.
I didn't make the win. Wait. I didn't make the win. So
that's how he beat you?
It's a win's a win. And he's a brother. He's a mate. He flew, when I fought in Queensland at the Progress League Club, we mussed him up 12 hours. He fought the next day. Probably unifying the belts in Vegas.
Yeah.
How
was that, by the way?
It was
main
great.
event, MGM.
It was great. Like, I got paid 90 million or something for good money. Went through it.
Yeah.
Went through it. Not real good money, man. But just having my family and friends there.
Yeah.
That's the pinnacle. So the pinnacle's probably the world title, but
how was that too, by the way? The world title, Vodafone Arena.
It was good.
Yeah.
Finally, I didn't want to fight back here without winning the world title.
My role is I'm the Secretary of the Australian National Boxing Hall of Fame. Have been for about 10 years now, and that's an honour to be part of this organisation. Look, to get 240 people in the room, it's always hard, but we've pulled it off. There's some champions in the room. We've honoured a lot of champions of the sport, and it's a great night for everybody.
Sometimes you probably walk past the room and go, I've been there for 8 months. What is that room?
Please make him welcome the WBO Bantamweight Champion of the World. Jason Maloney indeed. Jace, May 13, 2023, Stockton, California. Your life changed forever.
Yeah, mate, it did. I've been boxing nearly 20 years, and the dream has always been to become champion of the world, and it's been a long, hard journey, but I've loved every minute of it. I've had so many people supporting me and helping me out along the way, and yeah, to win the belt and to do everyone proud was a very special moment.
Nedal Skinny Hussein was born December 1st, 1977. The younger brother of fellow Hall of Famer Hussein, Skinny began his professional career in May of 1997 with a 6-round decision over Roberto Ruiz at the Bankstown Sports Club in Sydney.
Skinny, welcome. I remember at the end of last year's function we had a good chat down there, and I said, and I had no insight, I said, it'll be you next year. And here we are. What a career. How do you feel after watching all of those highlights and the way that Dave narrated it as well? My blood started boiling again when you think of some of the injustices, but let's focus on the positives. You must be so proud.
You know, well, we came through in the pros, we fought on small shows, fought on a few Kevin Kelly shows in Marrickville, you're a small hall, 200-300 people. You know, but I didn't expect much, so I overachieved. That's honest truth. I won 2 smaller world titles. I lost with the legitimate titles, and it wasn't meant to be. But you know, I was undefeated. I was on a streak. I was going wild and hot and motivated. Then the Pacquiao thing happened. And I honestly lost my will. I trained hard. I worked hard. Defending boys always work hard, but that will to win, that will to push, that will to you lost that round. You got to fight hard, and it was gone.
Yeah, very proud of him. You know, he really had a great career. Had some big fights and a couple of disappointing ones, which he spoke about at the time, which is Pacquiao one. But overall, he had a great career, and I'm very proud of him. No doubt about it. You have someone next to you all the time, whether it's sparring, whether when you're down, he's got you up. Now, when you don't feel like going to training, he'll grab you up from the bed and get up, let's go, want to go do it. And you got the Kelly brothers as well, so there's other kind of brothers as well. So having that bond together, going to fight nights. When I was an amateur, I was training with him. When I came to the pro, I said I have to be with Jeff so I can be with my brother, to be supporting him, to be by his side, and that's what I chose to do. Well, we were taught when young by our old trainer Johnny Taupau back in the days to throw to the body, but then we watched a lot of Chavez fights, which really motivated us to throw more body punches. And then when you started throwing them and landing them, it's all about the timing. And then once you start getting the right timing, I don't know, throw at the right time and land them when not looking or not feeling it. Really appreciate your work and what you do. I always watch your videos. I love your.
Come with us one day.
I would love to come one day. I mean, I love the way you put out fights. You're natural to everybody. You give everybody a chance and everybody a go. And I love watching your videos, and I would recommend everybody to get on there and watch them, mate.
The Australian National Boxing Hall of Fame salutes Daniel Geale and his outstanding achievements in the ring.
Fought for 7 years, you're obviously well and truly retired and enjoying retirement. Is it something like this a nice full stop to what was an extraordinary career?
It's definitely, it's definitely great to be recognised, especially in front of so many great past and present champions. It's been a great night so far. I've been able to catch up with a lot of people and I guess remember back on some of the great fights that so many Australians have had over the years.
Yeah, mate, it's a huge honour. Bit of a cherry on top of what's been a great year. It's not finished yet. I still got some big things to do. Hopefully a unification fight or the first defence towards the end of the year. It's great to be recognised. As I sort of touched on, boxing Australia's. Thank you, mate. Australian boxing's flying at the moment, so I guess to be recognised as the top of the tree is a pretty big honour. So, I'm very proud to accept the award, and as I also said, hopefully I'll win it again next year. It's been great to watch Jason be awarded tonight for his hard work, and great to see him recognised for becoming world champion and Australia's best fighter at the moment. Absolutely the best is yet to come. I'm hoping to finish this year off with a bang, and what I've just been through the last couple of months has just made me more determined to make sure I get my hands on one of those world titles pretty soon. And I'm going to make sure that happens. I'm hungrier than ever, and going to finish this year with a bang, that's for sure. There's plenty that write you off, but there's plenty that also support you and really gravitate towards you and comfort you in those times. And you find out who your real friends are in those situations. And I make sure that I remember those people that were there when I'm on top. I'd like to headline my own show. I think I've deserved that right and earned that right. So I'd like to have my own fight. Who I fight, I'm not sure. Rodriguez has been chirping a little bit the last few days. Yes, and mate, that's the fight I want. If it's up to me, Rodriguez next, and we have a unification and I get my revenge, I think that's the biggest fight in the division. I think having that fight here in Australia would draw big numbers and a big crowd. Obviously, people saw what happened 5 years ago and would love to see me get that one back. I think I've improved so much since that fight. It was 5 years ago, but that was like my first real big international fight. I probably lacked a little bit of belief, which I've really got in myself now. And I think having shared the ring with him and come that close the first time, knowing how much I've improved, I think that I'd clearly beat him this time. And hopefully we can get it done, and I'll prove that I'm now number one. That's one of our mottos, is always ready, and we're always in the gym and always trying to improve. This is our job. We're professional fighters. You should treat yourself like a professional fighter and stay in shape all year round, I believe. And there's a few that enjoy their time out of the ring. But it has been great to see some of the people inducted tonight, and just so many great fighters here in Australia. I think it's really sort of unrecognised just how good we are at boxing and in combat sports in general at the moment. And we're in a real golden era at the moment, and hopefully it continues to improve. And continues to rise on the global scene. There's so many that have just fought for world titles or just about to fight for world titles, and we already have multiple world champions. So it's a really exciting time. Hopefully a few more of those can start to hold the belt. And I think it's really starting to change now. I think Australia is starting to be recognised on the world scene as a legitimate boxing country now. And hopefully that just continues to improve over the years. So we're trying to lock in Jason State first, but he'll headline, and yeah, I'll definitely be on that card, and we'll start my journey towards becoming world champion, and hopefully we can bring out a world-rated opponent and really just fast-track my journey back to becoming world champion. So that's the plan. I thanked her first because I think it is so important to have a good supportive partner. Been around boxing for so long, I've seen that a good woman can make you and a bad woman can break you in this game and in life in general. And I just feel very grateful to have her. Couldn't believe it. I'm not an experienced scone eater, obviously. I know. And then the other half, I went that way, and I realised, that's obviously the much better way of doing it. But experience got the better of me.
Can't believe it feels good. Never in my wildest dream that I think I'll be inducted into the Hall of Fame. Honestly, when we started our career, there was no ambition. There was just fight after fight after fight after fight. There was no planning. There was no calling out anyone. We just went through the motion, and we were lucky enough to have a good fan base. My best win today, I don't think it's my best win, but it was I went to Scotland as a 17-year-old, 17 fights, 17 wins. I went there, I was 22 years old. I fought the Scottish Olympian. It was 23-2 at the time. Yep. I wasn't meant to beat him. I was meant to be an opponent for Frank Warren. The winner fights Barrera at the time. And I went up, I upset the odds. Like I said, I won 11 rounds in that fight, and they gave it to me by 2 points. The corruption in our sport is phenomenal. I'm bitter for fighters when I see them get robbed. And it's not that I was over the money thing, because you know what, we believe in our society. Some things aren't meant to be. I'm not meant to have millions because I wouldn't know what to do with it. That's not the truth. Maybe I would abuse people, but in terms, I got upset about the referee, the way he sat on an open forum and spoke like, I'm Filipino, I'm meant to do it. That's how the game is played. That's not how the game is played. It's a 50-50 fight. That's it. You got to give. It's a fair shake. That's all it is. Hussey was an overall better fighter, better work rate.
You reckon he had a better left rip than you, right?
He probably had a better left rip, but I just had more power. I can get him out, you know what I mean? Hussey had to hit him 3-4 times. I hit him once. If you go back and you watch the 88 Olympic team for the US, the 92, the 96, they're phenomenal pros. They didn't need building stage. Where now, they're very amateurish, very tall, very this and that. So, we went straight into the pros without even having to change our style. Honestly, I love the Maloney boys because you can tell they put their heads down and they put their bums up and they work and they win through hard work. They don't win through their talent because they fight more talented fighters than them. You know what I mean? They go through the trenches and they win fights. I love that. Liam Wilson, he puts his balls on the line every single time. He's happy to go out on his shield. He knows there's two ways in a fight. You either walk out of the ring or you get carried out of the ring, and he's happy for that to happen. I can see Liam, if you tell him that he's going to be bitter about it. Dry upper tier is special. I want to see him more active. We need active drive because a good active fighter is a good fighter. 2 years between fights, it makes you stale. You lose momentum, you lose drive. So
Well, that's a wrap for the Hall of Fame dinner. We're just in the car park now. Pretty good night, I thought, mate.
What a fabulous night, mate. Absolutely. Catching up with all the old folk and ex-boxers, and just a great night all round, eh?
Yeah, it was. Just excuse the face that's following me there. But no, I thought I was really impressed with Jason's speech. I thought he spoke really well.
Beautiful.
Of course, Skinny Hussein was great. But Daniel Geale, of course. But all of them, it was just a really, really good night. What's great about it, and if you haven't been here, make sure you maybe try to do it in the future, because you can just get up and close to everyone, get autographs, photos, whatever it might be. So really good
very
night.
Casual night, mate. As well.
And a credit to Damien Membry and I just can't remember the names of all the rest of them, but the AMBF for the Hall of Fame. Fantastic night, and until next year, mate.
Yep. Over and out.
Catch you then.